Hi Tarot Tribe, it's Ethany and I am back after a couple of weeks away on the YouTubes and on my blog, and I wanted to share with you a new tarot spread that I have created for you. It is called the Wrecking Ball Tarot Spread. So before I begin, as with everything I share, including how to work with tarot spreads and tarot card meanings in those spreads, take what resonates with you and simply leave the rest. So as a professional tarot reader, I have clients that come to me all the time when they feel stuck. It's a common occurrence with people that I work with. When there is a lull of energy or even an invisible wall that they can't seem to navigate around, they're not even really sure how it got there in the first place. There is nothing that can feel more disempowering when you aren't sure what has you stuck in the first place. Because if you don't know what the thing is that's keeping you from moving forward, it can be very difficult to know where to make changes in your life. One of the magical things about working with the tarot, and there are plenty of magical things about working with the tarot, is that the cards can show you things from a different perspective, can get you to ask yourself questions that you never would have thought to ask, and can have you really looking at things from a subconscious or an intuitive place, rather than the things that your active mind are telling you is wrong. It can suck majorly when you feel stuck in a situation and are unsure of how to move forward. So I created this tarot spread to be of use when you know you are stuck in a rut or in a funk and you're not sure about what elements have made up this cocktail of crap and what is the best way forward. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over cameras and walk you through my Wrecking Ball Tarot spread. And I hope you enjoy working with it. And if you do work with it, let me know and share your readings with the hashtag that's on the blog post over at ethany.com with the spread layout, Wrecking Ball Tarot. So let's go and see this tarot spread in action. Okay, so now we're going to go through the Wrecking Ball Tarot spread, and I'm going to use my Bad Bitches Tarot. I feel as though if anything's going to tell you what to break through on and give you some kind of no BS advice, it's going to be these tarot archetypes. So we're just going to have a quick shuffle of the cards, and of course you can choose any deck that you would like to, and you can shuffle them in any way. One of the things that you may want to consider, because sometimes we have more than one thing that is obstructing us in our lives, is if you have pick the thing that you want to really focus on. So whether it's a block in for work, or it's a block in your relationship, or it's a block against a project, or a block to healing. So when you're shuffling, really think about which one of those walls you're trying to break through and what you want to work on, instead of it being too general. I mean, you can do it generally if you are really unsure as to what is going on, but if you have a little bit more direction for the deck and for your question, it can often be a lot easier to interpret as well. I don't know why I did that. I just it can be a lot easier to interpret because it's just instead of trying to find the general meaning, you can go to okay, so what does this card mean in when it comes to love or healing, etc. All right, so the first position we have is the block, and the block here is the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords is the card of heartbreak, disappointment. This usually is a card of loss of some kind, often about love or relationships, not always, but even if you have a loss or a heartbreak, it doesn't always have to be romantic. I've been totally heartbroken about things that have happened in past workplaces before, really, really heartbroken. It's taken a very long time for me to kind of heal through. So, not all heartbreak is romantic. Sometimes it can be friends as well. So for this reading in the Wrecking Ball, we've got an emotional card, even though it is a sword card. It still maybe hurts in the mind, or those mind in the realm of our mind of holding on to pain from the past, not wanting to let go of it. So that's quite interesting that we have that heart-mind connection straight off the bat. The second position is and then by that being the block, so what is blocking you, what is blocking here, what I would say around the Three of Swords is the pain is blocking you from being able to move forward, or holding on to that story of pain. Because often when we tell stories about a past thing that's happened to us or something that we've experienced, we kind of enjoy it in a way, because it's something that we can get attention from. Even, I mean, there's nothing wrong with attention, but sometimes we need to kind of move past the want to own that part of our story anymore. We need to be able to let go and move forward from that. Okay, number 2 is the Wall. So what do you feel is insurmountable? And then we have the Hanged Man, and or the Hanged Woman. What an interesting card to have as a Wall, because here not only is this card a major arcana card, but it's a card of pause and surrender and perception. So this is, what do you feel is insurmountable, where you feel as though where you are in this is out of your control, which is completely untrue. It's like a confirming card saying, you know, you actually have more power in this than you realize. Stop giving your power away. Stop feeling as though you're helpless in this situation. And the other thing is that comes with the Hanged Man is that person put themselves there for a reason. So you put yourself in this situation for a reason. So don't give your power away to a scapegoat. You really have to figure out why you did that and what benefit you're getting out of that to move forward. So that's a very interesting a card to have. You know, we feel as though we're stuck when really we are anything but. So the third card is the Wrecking Ball, what you need to break through. So funny. Oh my gosh, everybody. I literally just posted on a Facebook group for the Awakened Soul Coven about this card, and I shuffled the deck. You saw me. And I also shuffled the deck when I did the reading, and I also posted to my Instagram account about this card. I can't believe it. The Wrecking Ball, the way forward is the Five of Cups, and I kind of fucking love it. Like, and I said in that video, and I said in that in the video on Instagram, we have to deal, we have to feel, we have to deal, we have to heal. We have to get to the root of it, not what is triggering us in the moment, but what is really going on underneath. Like, what is the cause of it? And it usually comes down to something like, I feel unworthy, I feel unlovable, I don't feel valued, I don't feel heard. I had a hurt in the past that has paved the way for every time there's been a reinforcement, it goes back to that core wound. So going right back to the wound of like, what is hurting you, dealing with that, healing that aspect of ourselves or our inner child or whatever that may be, and then looking up and fully mourn that and forgive that, then look up and look at those 2 cups that are sitting upright and walk away. And isn't that extremely powerful? It's like we have to own all of the parts of ourselves, not just the ones that we're like, yay, look at me, I'm fabulous. It's like, you know, I've kind of got a few broken bits, and everyone's got a few broken bits. So how am I going to turn that kind of weakness into a strength and use those things to help move me forward? Okay, number 4 is the direction. What direction are you going to aim your energy and effort? And we have the Ace of Cups. So really looking at that well of emotion, that well of consciousness, those feelings, and that's a very supportive card with these two, especially because we're now dealing with the realm of healing. So this is definitely a card of healing, of unblocking and unlocking. Maybe you've put walls up around your heart because you don't want to be hurt again, which is completely understandable. But now this is saying, all right, that may have been the way you protected yourself then, but if you want to move forward and feel fulfilled and feel as though you are living your life the way you want to, it's time to untap that and it's time to untap that and really work with your emotions, and really embrace those aspects of yourself, and let people in, let people see you. Okay, the release. And the other thing with the aces, they're all potential, right? So it's like unlocking the potential with moving through this and kind of coming out of this, like I'm not feeling empowered, but actually saying this is where a lot of my power comes from, right? My emotions, my intuition, my blood, my tears, all that beautiful water energy. Okay, so now we're at the 5th position, which is the release. And this is what you can't do anything about, so you may as well let it be. And we have the Fool. Okay, so this is talking about having a little bit of, I actually am taking this in this position about folly, right? So the Fool has many different interpretations. There are many meanings and many ways you can definitely interpret the Fool, but in this I'm seeing it because it is what you can't do anything about, so you may as well let it be. I feel as though that this is like those times where we feel really hard on ourselves, when we feel as though we could have done better or we should have known better, when we're really hard on the choices that we've made and we get kind of on our own case about it. So for me, this is saying in this position, in this spread, we need to release any feelings of shame or self-blame or guilting around our perceived follies. And just, this is all experience. This is all something that we're meant to be experiencing as life. So as long as now we're in a position to learn and in a position to experience new things, then and learn a lesson from it, and then there's definitely not anything wrong with that. And then the lesson, what you are learning through all this, we have the Ten of Swords, and I super love this because now with the first one, the block was the Three of Swords, and now we have the Ten of Swords, which is the completion of the Suit of Swords. Now some people may see the completion of the Suit of Swords as the King of Swords, but I actually see it as the Ace to 10, and the Court is a completely different kettle of fish. So the Ten of Swords is saying what we're supposed to be learning about this is leaving the past in the past. What's done is done. We can't change what has happened, but what we can do is allow the past to rest, let it go, and leave it in the past, so that when something else comes up and triggers this Three of Swords and this Five of Cups, we're not bringing all of that past stuff with us. So there's a theory that suggests that anytime we recall a memory or we retell a story about the past, we basically are like sending out a fishing line, hooking that memory up and hooking that energy into that experience and dragging it back to the present. And that's not really all that healthy, especially if it's something where we've had these two quite intense cards here. So what the lesson for this reading is, you got to let it go. You have to allow the past to be the past, even if you haven't been treated well or you were the one who was wronged or whatever it may be. You still need to be able to let it go so that it's not the thing that's holding you back. It's not what is dictating your choices and dictating your future. So looking through all this, this is quite an intense reading that for a sample for the Wrecking Ball spread, but I like that it's kind of gone, this is quite unambiguous. There would be a lot to work with here if this was a reading that you kind of did for yourself and you pulled these cards. I wanted to show you this spread in action. Obviously, there's the block, the wall, the Wrecking Ball. So this one, and this one are very aligned, and then the direction, the release, and the lesson are sort of connected as well. So having a look at how those all act together, and we have two major arcanas, two swords, and two cups. That's very interesting. So it's quite a balanced energy. There's no one left out. I mean, we don't have any pentacles, we don't have any fire, but we can see here from an energetic standpoint, if we were looking at it like that, we're dealing with the heart and the mind, and we're dealing with larger spiritual lessons with the Fool and the Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman. So I hope you've enjoyed this spread walkthrough. I hope you enjoy working with this new tarot spread. Let me know, and I thank you as always for watching and stopping by.